So the truth is, everyone wants more leads, more traffic, more followers. But what if I told you you don't need more, you just need better? And it starts with building a YouTube channel that's small and strategic. So if you're watching this video, then most likely you're an info business owner who sells some kind of info offer, whether that's high ticket, low ticket, mid ticket, or one-on-one mentorship, coaching program, whatever it is, as long as you sell an info offer. And you're wondering, and you have been fed that getting more leads, more traffic, and more followers is going to equal to more sales. And even though you're hitting these metrics, you're getting more traffic, getting more followers, more leads, but you're still not able to get the results that you wanted to get. You're still not able to hit those numbers that you want to hit. And you're wondering why that is. And let me tell you, the problem isn't that you need more leads. It's just that you need better ones. And currently right now, you're basically in the mindset of quantity thinking. You think that getting more traffic, getting more followers is going to equal to sales. But I want you to realize that we're running an info business over here. Doesn't matter how much traffic you put down the funnel. If the traffic is shit, if the leads are not good quality, if they haven't been nurtured, they're not going to convert. Doesn't matter how many followers you get. Like for example, in some businesses like drop shipping, getting more traffic, getting more followers is going to equal to sales because you're selling a product over there that appeals to basically the mass audience. You don't really, people do not really need to think about that much. If they like the product, they will go ahead buy it. But right over here, we're selling the info product, and people, especially in 2025, the customers are really skeptical. The trust recession is at all-time high. People have stopped trusting in these online gurus basically, and stop buying their courses and started to villainize this. So you need to realize that you need to stop using these strategies that work for a dropshipping business, trying to go more viral, getting more traffic, and you need to stop using their strategies to run your info business. You need to use strategies that work for your info business. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you in today's video. So first of all, I want to go ahead and, bust some myths. Just starting off the bat, and bust some myths and change your mindset and actually get you in the right mindset before I explain to you the strategy and what you need to actually focus on. So right now, you're probably chasing volume. You're chasing vanity metrics. You think that more followers, more likes, more comments, more shares, or more traffic is gonna, get you more sales, which couldn't be further from the truth. And so stop chasing volume and start focus on creating content that attracts your ideal customers. Stop trying to go viral. Just simply, you're not an influencer, you're a business owner. So start creating content like a business owner. And I'll talk more about this and what this actually looks like later on in the presentation. Now, the second thing I want to tell you is that high ticket offers don't convert through mass exposure. You simply cannot just go out there advertise a $5,000 product or a 3,000, 4,000, whatever is the price point. As long as it's above 3,000, it's considered a high ticket product, and you simply cannot promote it, you know, just publicly. It won't convert through mass exposure. Doesn't matter how much traffic you're putting down the funnel. If all the traffic is just shitty leads who cannot even afford the program, then there's no point. So I need you to realize that high ticket offers don't convert through mass exposure. Now, the next thing I want to tell you about is that most viewers aren't buyers, especially on short form content. Let me ask you this. When you go on a short form platform like Instagram, TikTok, why do you go there? You go there to check the stories, go reply to the DMs, the messages, go there to relax, watch some reels, scroll for some hours. You don't go there in a state of education that I'm going to learn something new. You don't go there in a state of, okay, I have this problem and I want the solution to this problem. So let me search it up on the internet. Okay, what is the solution to this problem? You don't go there with that state of mind. You go there to just doom scroll and get some entertainment and get a quick dopamine hit of with each video. So I want you to realize that the most of the views that you're getting on your short form platforms are not going to equal to sales. That's why, even though you're getting a million views on videos, you're getting so many followers, but you're barely even able to scale your info business and hit the numbers that you want to hit. So I want you to realize this, that most viewers aren't buyers, especially on short form platform. Now, the next thing I want you to realize that even though you have a lot of leads, what that simply just equals to is just more filtering, more ghosting, and more wasted time. That is what it just simply equals to. More leads just equal to more of this. And I want you to realize that getting more leads shouldn't be the goal. Just pushing as much traffic down the funnel, getting a bunch of leads isn't the goal. It's getting better leads. It's getting good quality leads. And that should be your goal. And let me break this down. I'm going to break this down later on in the presentation, exactly what that means and how to actually do that. Now, what all of this leads you is just a crazy headache. It's just a more complex info business. You're just making it more complex than it needs to be. So I want you to absolutely eliminate the quantity thinking mindset. I want you to stop focusing on quantity and start focusing on quality, especially with your info business, and start doing the right way. And that starts with building a YouTube channel that's small and strategic. And let me actually break that down for you, what that actually looks like. So now that you've eliminated the quantity thinking mindset, and now that you know that views, more leads, more followers, more traffic does not equal to sales, now I want you to focus on these three things. And these three things are actually what are gonna get you the best quality clients, more sales, more better quality leads, and basically, customers that are willing to pay you $5,000 upfront without barely any objection handling and barely any wasted time. So you can build a simple, lean, and a profitable info business that grows in profit every year, and that you're actually making the money that you want to be making with it. So in order to do that, I focus on these three things. First of all, small views but big results. Second thing is what actually converts. And the third thing is the micro niche channel strategy. And this strategy only works on YouTube. So if you're not already on YouTube, then get on YouTube, especially as an info business owner. Is the best decision you can make for your info business, especially this year. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about was small views and big results. So this is the first thing you need to be focusing on. Now, you only need 50 to 100 qualified people to see you every week. You don't need millions of views. You just need the right people watching you to actually see you, discover your content every week. You see, one YouTube video equals years of discoverability. Instead of like short form videos that, that basically their lifetime is just like, a couple of weeks, like 1 week or 2 weeks. But YouTube videos, their lifetime is for months, and sometimes even years. And you only really need that one video to hit to actually, bring you years of discoverability. So, just this one video could bring you, leads. Like, let's say you post a video, the right video, like 1 year back ago, it could still bring you leads to this day, especially with YouTube. So basically, one video can bring you years of discoverability. And the next thing I want to tell you is that even 200 to 500 views can generate high ticket calls weekly if the niche and the offer is dialed in. So you really do not need that many views. You just need better quality views. And even with 200 to 500 views, you can book high ticket calls as long as your niche and your offer is dialed in. Now, the second thing I want you to focus on is focus on what actually converts. Deep intentional content instead of fast, shallow content. I want you to focus on creating intentional content, not fast, shallow content, following trends or creating, content that appeals to the mass audience, but I want you to create content that is intentional, just like this piece of content. For this piece of content, I'm directly talking to info business owners, creators, most likely in the business space, business needs who are selling their offer and who currently have the mindset that, getting more leads, getting more traffic, getting more followers is going to equal to more sales. And they're hitting those things. They're getting more leads, getting more traffic, but they're getting more followers, but they're still not seeing the results that they want to see. And they're wondering why. This is who I'm directly targeting in this video, and my video is directly for info business owners in the business space who are directly experiencing this problem. Now, I'm not creating, like shallow content following trends or, how to grow your business or some kind of that kind of content. I'm creating very intentional content and creating content that directly addresses a problem that my target audience, that my ideal customer is facing. So I want you to implement the same approach, create intentional content instead of fast, shallow content. Now, the second thing is that YouTube viewers are searching for help. If you're on a short form platform, like I said, you're there to get a quick dopamine hit, doom scroll. If you're on YouTube and you're searching something, most likely you're searching for a video that you have a problem and then you're looking the solution to. And that's the same thing with YouTube. If you can create content that directly, solves one of the problems that your ideal customer is facing on a daily basis or is just generally is facing, and you can post that video on YouTube, just intentional content, then people, are going to search for that problem and they're going to see your videos, and you basically just provided to them the solution to their problem. And that's going to increase more trust in you. And plus, they watch you for a longer period of time. Like on short form platforms, they only watch you for 30 to 60 seconds. And that is not enough time for someone to actually, go ahead and know, like, and trust you. And that is really important if you want to sell the info offer. So, and basically, the third thing I want to talk about is that long form builds more trust. It pre-frames the offer and nurtures without extra effort. With long form content, you can pre-handle all the objections. You can pre-frame, your offer. You can talk about your high ticket offer, and basically, you nurture without any extra effort. So I want you to focus on things that actually convert. And the third thing is the most important thing is the strategy itself, which I call the micro niche channel strategy. Now, what this strategy is that basically, instead of just creating content to go viral, you build content for your ideal client's exact situation. Like, for example, instead of just creating content how to grow online, you create content for personal trainers scaling to online coaching. Now, with this, it appeals to everyone. For this, it appeals to personal trainers who want to scale, online coaching. So basically, I want you to create content that directly targets your ideal customer. Not everyone, just directly targets your ideal customers and just helps them. I want you to niche down. Like, for example, right over here is your industry that can be making money online, or the online business space. Right over here, the second level is basically your business model, drop shipping. Now, I want you to go deeper down that, the third level, and I want you to, drop shipping for branded drop shipping, high ticket drop shipping, or something like that. I want you to just go, third layer, just go a little deeper and create content in that area. Because what they're gonna do is that it's gonna separate you from the rest of people. If you're creating very niche down content and there's just not gonna be many people creating that type of content, it's gonna make you the go-to person in that industry. And overall, just positioning you as the top of authority and the more credible person to go to. So I want you to be very niched with your content and not, try to appeal to the mass or be very broad, but be very niched with your content. Now, basically, the micro niche content just filters and qualifies before the DM or call even happens. Now, since your content is so specific and the people that are watching your content are your ideal customers, and since your content is very intentional, it's giving them the solution to their problem, it's automatically gonna, filter and qualify people before they even DM you, or even the call even happens. Now, I want you to understand this shit. You're not trying to become an influencer. You're trying to create inbound leads from people who already want your solution. Now, the goal isn't views, it's conversion. And now, for example, I want to show you my partner's YouTube channel who has absolutely executed this strategy really well. And basically, as you can see, his channel does not have a lot of subscribers. His content, gets like 200 to 300 views. He has some videos that have gone, 15K views, 2.1K views, but mostly, like 500, between 1,000 views. His content gets that much. And even though he's getting under 1,000 views, he doesn't have a lot of subscribers. And even with me, but we're still getting booked calls for our services inside of 6FO, where basically we help info business owners build, launch, manage, and scale their info business, manage the whole backend while they focus on things that actually move their business forward. So they need us inside of 6FO with our systems, and we're still getting booked calls of interested leads that are interested in working with us, even though we're not even getting, we're getting, most likely, most of our videos are getting under 1,000 views. Some of them have outliers, especially for my channel. My videos haven't touched 1,000 views, and we're still getting leads. And even though, and these videos, since they're so intentional, they're getting us Instagram DMs where we're getting a lot of inbound leads, telling us our content is amazing, keep up the videos. It's getting us a lot of inbound leads. Now, basically, this is the power of this strategy. Our videos are directly watched by our ideal customers. And through that, even without even going viral, we're getting a bunch of leads, a booked calls for our services in which we're converting. And then also we're getting a lot of inbound leads on our Instagrams, basically telling us how good our content is, starting the conversation. And, basically now these people that have started the conversation with us, we can go, qualify them and see if we can help them in some way or form. Now, this is the power of this strategy. So now I know I went on like a rant over there talking about everything like that. But the main point I'm trying to get across is that you do not need better leads. You just need better ones. And understand that you're not an influencer. You're a business owner who creates content to make money. So start creating content like a business owner and stop focusing on quantity metrics and start focusing on things that actually matter. You just need better leads. You do not need more leads. You just need better ones. So I hope this video helps you out. Let me know if you need help implementing the micro niche channel strategy. then you can just simply send me a DM on my Instagram. I'll leave you the first link down in the description. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.